What's going on, Celtics fans? I am your host of Celtics Today, Allie Barefoot. Producer Smitty is right here to my right, and we are, of course, celebrating a win over the Cleveland Cavaliers, 101-94 last night. A sweep in this two-game series. The Celtics do remain undefeated at home. But, of course, none of this show would be possible without the help of all of our subscribers. We have 21,000 of them. We hit that mark last night. Thank you to everybody that has subscribed so far. So we thought we would drop a mailbag edition here to talk about a lot of questions about that quarter mark point in the NBA season. Of course, the Celtics' depth is still a big question. If the biggest contender in the East is still a big question. And, of course, are the Celtics have multiple All-Stars in their team? Has been a question. So let's go ahead and jump right into it with our very first question, rolling in from Amanda Teresa, a very loyal fan of the green team here on Celtics Today, saying, #Celtics, do you think we can get all 4 stars for All-Stars? Whew. I think it's going to be tough to get numerous All-Stars. You know, there's a lot of talent right now in the NBA that I think they definitely deserve it. A lot of young guys as well. Of course, you got Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum, who are the most recent All-Stars in the past 3 to 5 years. KP has been an All-Star in his time, so I know that Drew Holiday and Derek White have been all defensive players. I definitely think the talent is there. Whether or not they're hitting the qualifications every single night, I'll have to double check about. But I definitely think Jayson Tatum is in the running for an All-Star and an MVP. Once again, he did lead the Celtics in scoring, had 27 points tonight. Jaylen Brown, who dropped 25 on Tuesday, then dropped another 22 points last night. I mean, he's finding his consistency, which is great. And Kristaps Porzingis is another great shooter. I didn't know the Celtics even needed until he got here. He dropped 18 points last night. So overall, Tatum, shoo-in. Jaylen Brown, could be. Kristaps Porzingis, maybe, is my opinion. Smitty, what do you say?
Listen, I think the Celtics have an opportunity to get not only the 3 of them, but potentially 4 All-Stars, right, depending on the numbers of, say, Derek White or Drew Holiday. The thing is, Allie, you mentioned it, the NBA is so talent-heavy now that the guys, there's a guy on the Wizards or a guy on the Pistons or a guy on the Hornets averaging 25 empty numbers. And they're not winning, but they're all-star numbers, so they're going to make it over a guy like Porzingis averaging 18 and 7 for a winning Celtics team rather than putting up a bunch of stats.
Right, because you got to look at it. Tyrese Halliburton was a first-time All-Star last year.
Yeah, they're a playoff
Alexander,
team,
though. Right. So I think it's one of those things where they're continuously getting better, whereas Celtics players are also getting better, but there's a lot of other teams around the league, so nonetheless, Celtics are just going to have to keep playing like an all-star caliber team to make that award. But great question, Amanda. Let's go ahead and jump next to the next one. Rob Vera said, #Celtics, what do you think about Jaylen Brown's play this season so far? If I had to give it one word, I would give it inconsistent. I really would. I think it's been great at times. I think it's been very bad at times. I think he's stood out to teams that are not very good. I think he's been quiet to teams that are very good. But tonight and these past 2 games against the Cavs, which are a very aggressive team, I think that I saw more consistency and I kind of saw what he could be this year. Now, I will agree, Jaylen Brown's role is very different this season, more than it ever has before on the Celtics because Drew Holiday joined the team, Kristaps Porzingis joined the team, Derek White is now showing up on the box score. So I think Jaylen Brown can definitely find his stride. But look, if Jayson Tatum drops 9 one night, that's horrible. But if Jaylen Brown does it, it's inconsistent. I would just like to see Jaylen Brown be a little bit more fluent on offense, and he was last night. 22 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. He's really showing me that Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown duo is back, which is great because now you have the addition of a trio in KP. Shooting 50% from the field, that's great. 40% from the 3, even better. And once again, the Cavs were a pretty aggressive team on both sides of the ball. So nonetheless, I am very happy with Jaylen Brown's game. I find it inconsistent right now at about 23 games. There's a long season to go, so I'm hoping he can find his stride and keep that consistency up. But overall, I want to ask you guys a question. How many All-Stars do you think the Celtics are going to have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Go ahead and type it down below. I hope they have at least 4. I think they'll have 2. That is what I'm saying. I don't know who it's going to be. I hope it's JT and other people, but nonetheless, go ahead and drop it down below while I tell you guys about Factor Meals, one of our sponsors here on Celtics Today. It's a fresh, never frozen meal service, and boy, let me tell you, does it make my life 10 times easier. All you have to do is go to factorymeals.com/NBAchat50 and use promo code NBAchat50 to get 50% off. But Allie, what even is Factory Meals? Well, it's a fresh, never frozen meal service that's delivered right to your front door. It takes less than 2 minutes to heat up and prepare, and there's no prep, no mess, no fuss, just great meals. These are actually chef-crafted meals that are delivered right there to you, and you have from over 35 plus different recipes to choose from to see what really fits you and your healthy lifestyle. They're dietitian approved. They actually go along with a protein plus type of meal, vegan, vegetarian. I love chicken. I don't typically eat red meat, so that's great for me because there's not usually a lot of chicken a lot of places that I go. So the fact that I can go to Factory Meals and they have plenty of options. I mean, look at that sun-dried tomato chicken. It looks fantastic. They also have grab-and-go options. I had the smoothie this morning. The mango smoothie was phenomenal. They have snacks. They have lunch. They're making sure you're eating good. All you have to do is go to factorymeals.com/NBAchat50. Use promo code NBAchat50 to get 50% off. One more time, go to factorymeals.com/NBAchat50. Use promo code NBAchat50 to get 50% off your Factory Meals. Next one's coming in from Maya's World. #Celtics. Allie, Barefoot, yours truly. Excuse me. And also Smithy is what she's rolling with, not Smitty. Which big man can the Boston Celtics trade for or sign? I was thinking about Montrezl Harrell for the Boston Celtics. I'm going to let Smitty take this one.
Unfortunately, Maya, Montrezl Harrell is out for the season. He did have a season-ending lower leg injury. I believe it was ACL. It could be Achilles, though. I'm not sure. I'm forgetting right now. It happened about a month ago. So Montrezl Harrell's out for the year. That's unfortunate. But as far as a big I would go for, the one name that stands above all the others, because not only do I think he's the best option to add to the Celtics off the bench as a backup big, but he's also relatively the cheapest to acquire, and that's Andre Drummond. And I think that Chicago is at a point right now, they were just up on the Heat late in the game. I don't know if they ended up winning, but they're going to be at a fire sale. They're going to be near the bottom of the Eastern Conference. It's going to come around in February, and they're not going to, they say right now they want winning players in any deals for their current talent. But we know that that's not the direction they're going to go in. They're going to be in the lottery. They're going to be selling off all their assets. And I think the Celtics and a lot of other contenders are going to be looking at a guy like Andre Drummond, and not a big, but Alex Caruso as well, as absolutely pivotal role players to take you over the top for a championship run.
Regardless of who they do get, Maya's World, I think that Brad Stevens is smarter than anybody in this room. I did not know we needed Drew Holiday. I didn't know we needed Kristaps Porzingis that bad. I thought Robert Williams was going to retire a Celtic. So I think Brad Stevens would definitely get the best person for the Celtics by giving away the least amount of players he possibly can. We talked about Bogdanović earlier this year. We've talked about Vucevic. So I definitely think Andre Drummond would probably be the cheapest option. So I'm going to agree with Smitty on this one. But great question, Maya's World. Whoever they do get, they're going to be playing behind KP and Al Horford. But Luke Kornet was out last night. No Neemias Queta either. Lamar Stephens got to play over 20 minutes. That was an interesting switch up. But I'm excited to see if and who the Celtics do get. Not Wafflerin. I still don't know how to say your name. I apologize. Wafflerin. Regardless, Sam Hauser should be in a three-point contest. Agree or disagree? #Celtics. Why not? I mean, I'd be a little intrigued because he's kind of a catch-and-shoot kind of guy. So the three-point contest, you don't have catch and shoot. You got to take it off the rack and you got to pick it up and stuff. But overall, yeah, I think it'd be great for him. I think he's fantastic for the C's. He was not earlier this season. He's really caught his stride. Those 9 points tonight, those are all threes. 3 for 3 from the three-point line. I mean, he was even being contested on the line tonight. He did great. And like I said, you don't need 20 points from Sam Hauser every night. That's not his role. But if he's going to come in and shoot those threes, I expect him to make those threes. So I think Sam Hauser is a great addition. I would love to see him in the All-Star games playing the three-point competition. I think he would excel, but it just depends on who else is going to be in there. Great question, though. Let's go ahead and move on to KW. #Celtics. Should we trade for a guard first or a big? Who would you prefer to keep, PP or Kornet? Just a joke? Come on, KW. You know what I'm going to say. I'm not keeping Kornet for nothing. I'm giving him away, and I'm getting a big. Because you saw what happened tonight. Thankfully, we weren't playing a really big team. Jarrett Allen, of course, is 6'11", but there are bigger guys in the NBA, believe it or not. I'm trading away Kornet to get a big. I've said this from day one. I don't think Kornet is a good basketball player in the realm of the Celtics. I think he could be on another organization. I like PP. I'm keeping Payton Pritchard, and I'm getting rid of Kornet to obtain a big. I think we're good with ball handlers. I really do. Plus, they just paid PP. They obviously see a future with Payton Pritchard. So, nonetheless, Kornet, thanks for your service. MST Average saying, even though we got a ways to go, what are we thinking on playoffs for the Celtics and if we will clear the conference? Oh, great question. We do have a long ways to go. Obviously, my top 5 in the Eastern Conference has switched up since these standings have come out. But overall, I think the Celtics are still a shoo-in for playoffs. They keep playing the way they have been. You know, obviously, you went Game 7 with the Heat last year. I don't know if the Heat are even going to be contenders the same way they were last year, but never rule out Jimmy Butler when it comes to playoffs. So, nonetheless, I think that we still have to beat the Magic. They're our Achilles heel. I think the Bucks are still contenders. Giannis is heating up. He dropped 58 last night, and of course, 2 nights ago. And of course, you now have the Pacers, who are kind of becoming a little bit of a crypto for the Celtics. So I think it'll be interesting when the playoffs do roll around. But nonetheless, I have more faith in the Celtics than I do any other team right now in the NBA, other than maybe the Nuggets, for winning the title this season. And that's not biased. That is facts. What do you guys think about the Boston Celtics? Do you think they're going to maintain the number 1 seed? They're currently number 1 in the Eastern Conference. I believe they are 18-5. They're 18-5 with the win last night against the Cavs. So I do think they'll maintain the number 1 seed, but boy, is it going to be tough. But it shouldn't be easy, right? Go ahead and type Y for yes, type in for no. Well, I want you guys to go ahead and hit that sub button for me as well. We hit 21,000 subscribers last night, and I want to thank each and every one of you who has subscribed to Celtics Today. I hope that there are more to come because we put out news, rumors, breaking news, trades happening. Anything you need to know about the Boston Celtics, you're going to find right here at Celtics Today by Chat Sports. So hit that sub button for me.